Okay, and on to our next topic. All right, so I've been waiting for Hancock sequel ever since the first one ended. It's one of my favorite superhero movies. I like the movie. It's a real good movie. That's one of those movies, anytime it's on television, I literally stop what I'm doing and I watch it until there's a commercial. Then I go do something else. I don't know if I have ADD or what, but I do enjoy the movie. I thought it was a real good role. It stars Will Smith, Charlize Theron, and Jason Bateman. The story of the Hancock movie was pretty cool because we saw. Let me see. The movie came out like 2007 and 2008, and in this film we saw. How do I describe it? We saw superhero who was imperfect. Now, of course, this wasn't the first time we seen a superhero who wasn't perfect, but I think the story of Hancock, I think it extended that as far as superheroes and their relatability. Okay, he was a very, very flawed man, and you can tell. And throughout the course of the movie, we found out why he was the way he was, as far as him being depressed and drinking a lot and stuff like that, and not really caring about the people a lot, because the thing about it is the people turn their backs on him, you know. And also, he doesn't, it's kind of, and this is where the similarities with Wolverine comes in play right here. Like he doesn't remember much, you know, because throughout that movie we find out, once he meets Jason Bateman's character and his son and interacts with Charlize Theron, you realize that him and Charlize Theron, they were a couple. Not just any couple, but the couple, a couple in love. Okay? But they can't be with each other because the closer they are to each other, Hancock becomes weaker. They lose their powers. They become mortals. Okay, so man, that's some deep stuff, man. That is some deep stuff. You think about it. He's blessed with the gift to be able to help people. Just to me, I think Hancock is probably just as powerful as Superman. The only thing we didn't get to see if Hancock is capable of doing, which is, can he shoot lasers out his eyes? Now, if him and Superman got into a fight, I don't know who would win. I don't know, but I think Hancock is on that level of a Superman type superhero as far as abilities. Okay, and I do feel like Will Smith, I do believe he has the chance to do something great if he, not saying he hasn't done anything great, it's Will freaking Smith, right? But I think he has the opportunity to go beyond greatness if he did a very good Hancock sequel movie. You know, him and Charlize Theron and Jason Bateman, they all can return. Okay, because we see Will Smith playing Deadshot. Yeah, that's cool, but I would much rather him, you know what? I would much rather Will Smith play Hancock again. You know, especially in the time right now, you know, we got everybody, you know, well, you got it's a lot of mixed emotions and mixed opinions and mixed thoughts about Warner Brothers doing a Black Superman. You know, it's a lot of, you know, like, it's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, we got articles and we got people saying that, okay, well, they're just going to make Clark Kent black. Then you got people saying, like me, hey, you know, it's going to be Calvin Ellis. All right. But here's one thing that I do agree with some people who disagree with me on how I feel about, like, number one, if you hadn't, I'm assuming that you listened to my other video. How dare I do that? But the way I look at it, you know, I feel like they're going to be doing a Superman movie based on Calvin Ellis, Kal-El, or Earth D Superman, Kal-El, with the hyphen, okay? But I could be wrong, but I could be right. But when you still look at it, though, just like with Miles Morales, we can't just say Superman. I mean, we can't just say Spider-Man, because when you say Spider-Man, mostly everybody's going to be thinking about Peter Parker or Peter Porker, okay? But with Miles Morales, you have to say, no, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, or Spider-Man, Miles Morales. You get what I'm saying? And the same thing with Superman. You know, I don't think we're ever going to get to a point where you say, oh, that's Superman, and then the first thing that comes to your mind is Calvin Ellis or Val Zod or Earth D Superman or Supreme Superman, all right? So we're always going to be thinking of Clark Kent. because we didn't had decades. I mean, what, almost a century of Clark Kent Superman, and we had shows and movies. All right, but Hancock. When I think of Hancock, I think of Will Smith. Okay, I think of an African American superhero. When I think of Black Panther, I think of T'Challa. Okay, when I think of Blade, I think of Wesley Snipes. All right, you know, I instantly think of African American character. Okay, so maybe Will Smith should do the Hancock sequel, and guess what? That right there, that would be a way where, you know what? Instead of just making a Superman and just making him black and calling him Clark Kent or Calvin Ellis or whatever. Not saying I don't want to see that movie, because here's the thing, I'm still going to watch the movie, you know, and the movie could be dope. I am not ruling that out. The movie could be dope. I hope it is. I hope it is. All right. They're just like Enter the Spider-Verse is dope. It's one of my not just my favorite superhero movie. It's one of my favorite movies. And as a family, me and my wife and our kids, that's one of our favorite movies. It's in our top 10 for real. We can watch that movie every day. All right. But it's, you know, outside of Enter the Spider-Verse, when you think of Spider-Man, you think of, first thing that pops in your mind is Peter Parker. Then you think of Miles Morales. Well, that's how it's always going to be. First thing you think about with Spider-Man, with Superman, you're going to think of Clark Kent. Then you're going to be like, well, they did make that movie with Calvin Ellis. They did make that movie with Val Zod. Or they did make that movie with Earth D, Kal-El, you know. And even if they do the Steel thing, well, or the, what's the, Icon. Well, if a lot of people are referring to Icon saying that, well, he's like the Black Superman, well, that's the thing, all right? We should be able to refer to Icon as just Icon without saying he's like Superman, you know? We shouldn't be thinking of Superman when we think of him. You know, when I say Aquaman, I don't think of Superman, all right? You know, when I think of Batman, I don't think of Superman, I just think of Batman, all right? When I think of Incredible Hulk, I think of Incredible Hulk. I'm not thinking about Superman or Iron Man or Captain America and so on. When I think of Black Panther, I think of Black Panther. All right. But, you know, Hancock, I think of Will Smith. Okay. And I think a good idea, what they can do is let's do an origin story on Hancock. Because in the movie, I don't know if you remember, if you go back and watch that movie, there's a scene where, you know, Charlize Theron character, where she talks to him and she says, you know, and see, she has all her memories. But she says the thing about it is that the beings like them, they all died out because they chose to be in a human form. Okay, and what happened is that they lost their powers and then they became mortal and they died. But here's the thing though. They were able to love and be a family and stuff like that. But when we have those powers, they couldn't do that. All right. And they was also being hunted by those who were against them. So they kind of have a little bit of X-Men type appeal to it. You know how a lot of the humans hate mutants in the X-Men comics, X-Men show, X-Men movies. Yeah. But I think it would be cool. You can go back in time to see see what Charlize Theron character said in the movie. She said that, okay, no matter how many times she tries to be away from Hancock, okay, somehow the universe brings them back together, you know? So I think that would be cool. Like that right there, man, that can open up a Pandora's box of a bunch of at least a couple sequels, you know? So, or maybe a television series, but I would much rather see this on the movie screen. But I don't know. I'm just loosely thinking out loud right now. But I think, it's not going to resolve every issue, but I think, you know what? I think what a lot of us can agree on is that, hey, you know what? If Warner Brothers and DCEU cannot do a Superman movie, well, with a Black Superman movie, if they can't do it the proper way, all right, where the masses will love it or enjoy it, well, I tell you what, how about, hey, let's do a Hancock sequel. I don't know. Does Warner Brothers own the rights to that movie? I don't know. But I would rather Will Smith do that instead of playing Deadshot again. Okay, because Deadshot, He's part of an ensemble, Suicide Squad. All right. Now, if he can do both, that's fine. But man, I really think Will Smith reconsider and do a Hancock sequel. I think that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people haven't seen that movie. Think about it. That movie came out in 2007. So let's say if you was born in 2007, let me see, 10, you'll be what, 14, 15 years old, whatever. So the thing about it is, hey, we can open up a new audience for that movie and bring back the old audience for that movie, but I mean, it's a lot of movies we see, man, and they get a doggone sequel. Well, Hancock should get a sequel. All right. For real. Now, if you think Hancock should get a sequel, hey, comment below. If you don't think it should get a sequel, hey, comment below. Share your thoughts. Also, tell me which one you think will be the better role. Should Will Smith go back and resume his role as Deadshot, or should he consider doing a Hancock sequel? Tell me what you think. Comment below. Share your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button. Student of the game.